Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Spotlight sponsor, Entergy Texas.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody feeling today? Y'all look good. Y'all look good. All right, I'm going to let Andrew start talking, but my name is Brian Garcia, and this is Andrew Copeland.
First of all, I didn't even know I was doing this till I got here. So
Hey!
I had to run to the bathroom really quick and jot out a speech, so we'll see how well I do. But good morning, everybody. What an amazing crowd. And then on top of it, a sold-out crowd, right? So I'm definitely not going to say this dynamic duo did it, but I'm not gonna say that this dynamic duo didn't get it. But whatever the case, step aside Batman and Robin, or Abbott and Costello, however you want to look at us, because here we are. But seriously, looking forward to talking to you guys a little bit about energy today. My name is Andrew Copeland. I am the customer service manager for the 59 corridor. To make it very simple, edge of Kingwood, all the way down to Shepherd, jump over Livingston, Corrigan, and Groveton. So, tomorrow marks 4 months that I have been with Entergy. Yay! So, 2 things I have learned. A, Entergy hires very incredible people, and 2, Google Maps is my best friend. If you have ever tried to explain to somebody where Groveton, Texas is, you understand why Google Maps is your best friend. But I'm thrilled to be here with you guys today and look forward to talking to you a little bit about Entergy.
So what we want to do, I guess I'll introduce myself, Brian Garcia. I recently rolled off the board, and if you guys will indulge me just for a second, this chamber that y'all are attending today is one of the greatest economic powerhouses and organizers of the community in the area, and it is a huge blessing. Well, like Andrew said, we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about growth. That's one of the things we love about this area. East Montgomery County equals growth. But what's even better about it, it's not just kind of this haphazard, crazy growth. It's the kind of stuff you want to see in a community. And we're so proud of that. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the slides? So the way we see it, we are kind of powering that growth, literally and figuratively. Because who here has a business that can run without electricity? Tricky, right? So we see ourselves as kind of stewards of this blessing to provide electrical service to this area. We take that very seriously. So Andrew's going to tell you a little bit about Entergy Texas itself.
So Entergy Texas, we have 1,500 dedicated employees. We service 27 counties here in Southeast Texas. We have a little over 537,000 customers. We just updated that number for you the other day, so we know it's right. We are regulated by the PUC. Everything that we do that by the way of PUC. They tell us what we can charge. They tell us what projects we can work on. They're basically like a very controlling mother. But we love her anyway. Don't tell my mom I said that. Also, a question that I get asked a lot is, are you guys part of ERCOT? So ERCOT gained, I guess, some familiarity, that's a big word at 8:45 in the morning, a few years ago with a weather incident. And the reason I bring it up is because obviously we're about to have one this coming weekend. We are not part of ERCOT, but we are part of MISO. And Brian is going to tell you exactly why that is important.
Yeah, so when we look at being part of a bigger grid, you know, MISO goes from down here to Texas all the way up to Canada. And so we are connected to the Eastern Interconnection United States, meaning we have the transmission and generation support of the entire side of the country, which is great when you get into emergency situations. But on top of that, we have natively 3.9 gigawatts of controlled generation capacity. And you're going to see that number is about to increase considerably.
All right, so it's no question. Texas is one of the leading states in population in the United States, and has been. Montgomery County and Liberty County are 2 of the fastest growing. As you can see on this slide, 2 of 10 are the fastest growing. But it's amazing, and why wouldn't people want to come here? A, our business leaders, our community leaders, the people that sit in this room, the employment opportunities, that's what makes Texas so socially inviting as well as financially appealing. Who doesn't want to come here? Plus, I mean, seriously, where else can you get brisket this good? So, thank you. So we are, obviously as Entergy, we got to stay ahead of that, right? So we know what's coming. We kind of look at growth trends and we know what's going to happen, so we're trying to stay ahead of that because we pride ourselves on being proactive instead of reactive.
And so anyway, the main point was we're trying to stay ahead of the growth is what the punchline of this slide is. We see the growth, it's going up, and so we have been tasked with having to continue to add generation here in Texas, and that's what we're doing. So our Step Ahead program, growing 40% in 4 years. If any of you run a business, that should sound like a daunting task, and it is. But it's a plan that we have, and it starts, the very first step in our Step Ahead program is keeping our rates affordable. One of the reasons Texas is so attractive is because of its affordability. We cannot compromise that. Because when industry, commercial businesses look at this area, they want to know what does electricity cost, because more and more businesses are reliant on electricity to run their business. So we've got to do our part to keep us looking as good as possible. So we keep our rates low, but it's building more generation here in the area, and we're going to talk about how we're doing that as we speak. And not just kind of any old power. We want the dispatchable stuff. When you turn the light switch on, you want the lights to come on. The all-above generation is really about continuing to be y'all's expert in all things. So when you say, hey, Entergy, I'm interested in fill in the blank, we know about that and we can help you with what you want to do moving forward. Routing power, if anybody came to the Millbend thing, you saw the huge transmission lines. That's what it's about. Not only do you have to generate the power, you've got to be able to move it around the state, and we do that with transmission. And then finally, and we may become a little familiar with that, is protecting the grid from extreme weather. So that's Step Ahead. That's what we're trying to accomplish, big picture here in Texas.
So as I mentioned earlier, we are regulated by the PUC. The PUC tells us what we can do, when we can do it, how we can do it. They heavily monitor everything we do within our business. So they have to approve, as we go forward, any projects that we want to do, they have to set approvals for them. So here, these are some of the most recent approvals that we have received.
It's that oversight, and we're not even mad about it because we want it to be completely transparent what we're doing, and we want folks to feel good about what that growth is. And so these are some of the projects we're talking about, and if you can do some fast math about how many billions of dollars we're investing into the area, it's quite a few, right? 1, 2, 3 power plants. One of them is about to come online this year. OCAP's down there, the 1.2 billion. Then we've got Legends and Lone Star that we're going to be breaking ground this year on. Bolivar Peninsula, Trident Pipeline is really just to be able to get fuel to all the new power plants that we're building. And then $2 billion in that transmission line that we were talking about. So again, when we're investing in this area, we're not just throwing a few bucks at, we're throwing billions with a B dollars at this area to make sure that we are in front of and supporting the growth that is coming.
East Montgomery County is growing, and its infrastructure is growing with it.
What we have behind us here, there's 2 big transformers. There's 50 MVA transformers, about 100 megawatts, we call it. That's thousands of residential customers and commercial customers that's going to serve. There's about 6 miles of transmission lines.
If anybody was able to come to the ribbon cutting, it was awesome, and we learned a lot of facts about it. But the fact of the matter is, Millbend is a perfect reflection of the fact that we see the growth in East Montgomery County, and we're not responding to it, we're staying ahead of it. That substation is going to allow us to add more feeders, which means better reliability, which means better service for everybody. This next slide talks about our organizational health. Here at Entergy, we're not just about keeping the lights on, we're about taking care of our employees. And as you can see, as we've moved through the last few years, we've worked on keeping the organizational health of our organization high. And that's something we're very proud of, because if we don't take care of our employees, they won't take care of you, and that's critical.
Just by a quick show of hands, who knows what Net Promoter Score is, NPS? I was expecting way more hands than that. So, all this slide shows is we strive to be the top of the top. From 2023 to 2025, our Net Promoter Score has gone up, and we're going to continue to keep it there.
So who here has ever heard of a data center, right? They're coming, they're here. So far, Entergy, big Entergy, again, we're in Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas. We've got deals with these companies already, and we're currently in negotiations with companies to bring data centers to this area. So we're aware of it, and we have the agreements in place that allow it to not only attract those businesses, but keeping the rates low for you guys. Because again, if the rates go up, who wants to come here, right? So again, we're keeping that at the forefront of our minds. We're doing what we can to attract the next most exciting technology while keeping Montgomery County what we want it to be and the thing that has attracted so many people here already. So again, we are growing, we're building, and we're partnering. And we're so grateful to the Chamber and to you all for supporting us in that.
Thank you.